This highly sought-after 4-part message of healing can be yours on CD or DVD. Act now, and we'll include Bishop's book, Healed Without Scars, with your order absolutely free. All yours when you visit our website or call 1-800-591-8480 today.
What if you could make one decision to unleash everything great in your life? Would you do it? Would you say yes? Aren't you tired of your relationships, your health, and so much more suffering because you lack the truth you need to change? The life you desire is within your reach. You can achieve all the success, happiness, and prosperity you deserve by simply learning the secrets that lead to real personal transformation. Change is hard, but not impossible. You just have to make one radical decision to get real. And there's no better authority on the real steps to change than David G. Evans.
Some men trust in chariots. Some men trust in horses. But we will trust in the Lord.
David G. Evans is leading the charge to bring you the power to change your life. He is committed to the mission of helping you transform and become a person of power, and it starts with his all-new system to change your situation. At the centerpiece of this life-altering collection is David Evans' groundbreaking training course. From ridiculous to radical to real, this means war. In this series, you will discover the steps to change. This series includes 2 powerful messages, each on winning the battle in your mind and cultivating a language of faith. That's 4 messages, 4 power-filled hours of material. If you want a better marriage, this series has the answers. If you want to achieve financial independence God's way, the secrets in this series will empower you to make it happen. If you want a life of power, anointing, and influence, this series will show you how to get it, and there's more. You're looking for serious, immediate results. So Bishop Evans will also include one of his best-selling messages called Weapon of Warfare. This classic teaching will build you up to start fighting in the spirit for what you deserve. This powerhouse collection, from ridiculous to radical to real, and Weapon of Warfare, will give you all the biblical strategies you need to change anything in your life. This collection will ship to you immediately with your gift today to David G. Evans Ministries. This ministry is revolutionizing the kingdom by empowering believers. Souls are being saved daily, and we need your help to grow this impact in a real way. Call now and sow your seed of just $35 for your transformation to help people around the world. Your $35 love gift goes straight to the front lines of ministry, providing help to those that need it most. Call now. Make the decision to get the power you need to change your life forever.
Adversaries come in many forms, but you will be victorious when you realize that worship is warfare.
Adversaries are necessary because without them, you never really discover your purpose.
We've accepted what somebody told us we were in our past. So our past is sabotaging our ability to hear instruction.
We are not much unlike a battery. The negative is the thing that's needed to produce the power.
I empowered you to overcome everything you've overcome up to this present moment. I fixed you for what's going to happen after this. You were in the mind of God long before you were ever born.
You are not alone in your battle. God has your back because worship is warfare. Put these 4 messages in your arsenal today on CD or DVD. Equip yourself by visiting our website or by calling 1-800-591-8480.
Good morning, everybody.
They said 5
What's
seconds.
happening? Yeah, what's going on, y'all? Hope everybody is doing well this wonderful, I was about to say Monday, whatever day it is, Saturday morning.
Well, praise the Lord.
These days are blending together.
Yeah. I swore the day was Sunday.
Yeah. It's just.
Welcome, everybody, to OnPointe. Number 1 Saturday morning Christian-based call and talk show in America, live every Saturday morning.
9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on any smart device worldwide at David G. Evans 1. David G. Evans, the number 1. We're so glad you've joined us today. Won't you share with someone on whatever platform you are joining us on this morning, but also why don't you tag a few people on your site, tweet them, text them, call them, ask them to join our conversation. We talk about faith, of course. We talk about religion. We talk about politics, culture, sports, but always from a kingdom biblical perspective. If you like those kinds of conversations, remember to join us every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., but also invite someone to join these conversations because they are biblically based and kingdom focused. You will find these conversations informative, life impacting, life directing. So once again, I thank you for joining us this morning as we talk about those things that sometimes difficult, sometimes controversial, but always we try from a kingdom balance that is both sides of the argument, but always leaning towards kingdom truth, what the Word of God has to say about whatever we're talking about. Of course, joining me once again is my world famous co-host, Reverend Nicholas Smith. Hey man, what's going on?
Good morning. Good morning.
I can't. Yesterday I thought it was Saturday. Today I woke up thinking it was Sunday. It's just, I'm all out of sorts. But what can you do?
Right.
Tomorrow I'm like, okay, I gotta preach this morning. No, you got radio this morning. Come on, man. I don't know.
I get it. Trust me, I do.
So 866-743-8267. That's 866-743-8267. 866-743-EVANS. Give us a call, toll free, worldwide. We'd love to talk to you this morning. Always remember this, the ground rules for us, kingdom based, family oriented, so the language has to be above board. Also, we don't mind dissenting opinions, but we disagree agreeably. So if you can follow those simple rules, we can have a great conversation, and everyone listening to us can enjoy the time we spend together for the next 57 minutes. A lot going on.
Yep.
I understand I learned some things about Omicron. I did a little study up on it this week.
Okay.
It's a combination variant. It is made up of several of the former variants, all seem to have gotten together, formed Omicron. I understand it is particularly impactful on children under 5. I understand because it's a combination of variants, it's breaking through viral, it's breaking through for those people that have had COVID, also breaking through on people who have been vaccinated. And the variants mainly perpetuate in people that have not been vaccinated. So for COVID, an unvaccinated person is a rather clean or sterile test tube or environment for the virus to multiply and mutate. So this Omicron, it's got a weird name.
Yeah.
And I was wondering why they call it Omicron. Omni because it's made up of a variety of COVID variants that we should have a handle on at this point.
Yeah, you would think, but our freedom and our rights and
man, it's not our right to make. Yeah, it's just
self-absorbed.
It's so disappointing. Like, and I think, and I'm ready to be corrected on this. When we boil the commandments down to the 2 ones that Jesus says matters the most, I think it has to do with love, and I think it has to do with caring for others. How did the church become national, become so focused on a point of view that would take it outside the realm of loving one another and caring for one another?
Unfortunately, instead of interpreting scripture for what it is, we search for scripture to justify our viewpoints.
Okay.
So to them, it's not, love your neighbor is not get a vaccine that you believe is going to be the mark of the beast, change your DNA,
Okay.
you know, all that foolishness.
So
Or
you
it's
got to,
made-
but you got to ignore one part of it to
Yeah.
adhere to another part.
Yeah.
Of it. Okay.
So, you know, it's made from fetal cells,
Okay.
which it's not.
It's not.
The fetal cells were in the testing part to create the line.
Right.
But the fetal cells themselves are not in the vaccine.
Right.
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 But all that they don't see as love your neighbor, because again, it's more of a concept rather than.
So
an
what
actual
you're
reality.
talking about is a politically driven faith rather than a spirit driven faith.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's more of a. I was talking to someone yesterday, and I was wondering about, you know, a guy I know recently passed away, Marcus Lamb, and it's reported that his wife publicly stated that she was standing by his point of view, even though Marcus is dead. Know Marcus personally, have been to Daystar several times. He's been here. So I'm not talking about a stranger per se. His point of view cost his life. Now, like Christians will do, they're trying to spiritualize his death in that, no, the enemy attacked him because of the stance he was taking. No. Know him for a long time. I don't agree with that. They can believe what they want.
Yep.
But it's foolish for God to look at his eternal watch and say, what are you doing up here now?
Right. Right. I mean, I have had people tell me, pray and ask God, let God tell you to take the vaccine or not. And then my question always to them is,
Yeah.
what about the people who said that God told me not to get the vaccine and they're dead right now?
Right. They don't want to
They don't want to deal with that.
No,
I'm
they
like,
don't.
so did God tell you, the person, don't take the vaccines, I want them to die now so they can be with me?
No.
Or, you know,
When the Bible says in the book of James, don't even think or say that God will do something evil to you.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it just, and you got people believing this stuff.
Do they read their Bibles, or is it a quote unquote spiritual way to justify rebellion at the wrong time?
It's their own spiritual way just to, you know, to again justify their behavior,
Yeah.
right? So they got to be spiritual, and God's greater than COVID, and yeah, God is greater than COVID.
Absolutely.
But that doesn't mean that you can't get it and die from it.
Here's it is.
Right, like-
yeah, he was greater than the plague that came through Egypt. But he told his people, for you to survive this thing, I need you to get inside. Do the doorpost thing with the blood,
Yeah.
and it'll pass over you. So that was not, if you will, he was inoculating them from the situation.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why. And if you're going to just, like I talked to a young woman who was a member of our church, and I finally got down to asking her, why aren't you doing it? And it was simply because her job told her she had to. I said, so have you lost any family members? Yes. So you've got a family member or two that have died from COVID, and you've decided because your boss is telling you you've got to get it to keep your job, then you're okay with it. I said, what's the alternative? I either lose my job or I submit to testing every week. I said, so you're willing to submit to testing? Yes. I said, well, didn't your boss tell you had to do that? Why aren't you rebelling
Right,
against the
exactly.
testing?
They don't think that far. They don't think that far.
She couldn't answer.
Yeah, because they don't think that far. Just say, I'd much rather somebody say, you know what, I just don't want to get the shot.
I
And
can
just call
respect.
it-
I can
just-
respect
just-
that better.
Just say that. That's it.
But to me, Pastor Nick, the decision to say I'm just not getting it
Yeah.
is a lack of concern for people around you, not people you don't know.
Yeah.
Folk that you're going to be exposed to in your family, your parents, your aunts, your grandma,
Yep.
your cousins, and them. That to me is the domino effect of that decision.
Yeah. And sorry.
Go ahead.
And I had somebody tell me, you know, well, people have died with the vaccine. And I'm like, well, y'all love throwing up stats.
Yeah.
Let's do the stats.
Okay.
more people are dying of COVID without the vaccine
Right.
than are with the vaccine.
Yeah. If you like stats.
If you like stats so much, let's do the numbers now.
Yeah.
One month, I think like 120 some odd thousand people died of COVID.
Right.
Of those, 180 or something were vaccinated people.
Okay.
Do the math.
So 180 people had breakthrough infections.
Yeah, and died from it.
And 19,820
Yeah.
didn't. That's a lot of, come on.
The reason why like places like Maine is having those surges but no deaths is because they lead they're one of the leading states in the country of
Vaccination.
vaccinated people.
Yeah. I don't know why we regale the uninhibited foolishness of the governor of Florida, but have nothing to say about the people that have been responsible. And their states are showing signs.
Yeah.
Now, I believe, I have friends in Florida, so I'm concerned. I believe all these other restrictions, along with his lunacy about he wants a state army, basically.
I didn't know.
Let's not talk about
I didn't because I didn't put it on the paper. I was like,
foolishness.
it's foolish.
It's
I
just
didn't know if he
foolishness.
wanted to-
It's just foolishness. But
Yeah.
I'm concerned that we have become so self-absorbed that we're not thinking of anyone else but ourselves
Yeah.
when we make these decisions.
Absolutely. I totally agree. I mean, I think we both talked about when he first started creating the vaccine last year. It was last year. We both talked about a little hesitancy just to kind of see what was going on.
See if anybody dropped dead.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I was adamant, I'm gonna wait months. But then I was like, you know what? Either I can risk COVID
Yep.
or I can take the risk of a vaccine. And I was like, well, either way, you're taking the risk.
Yep.
I'd much rather err on the side of caution than,
Yeah.
because I don't know how it's going to do in my body.
I thought about, okay, how many vaccines at my age have I received? And I did it purely because my mama told me to go get them.
Yeah.
And I had no idea what was in them.
Yep.
So all of a sudden now we've got a modern one.
Yep.
I got to make my own decision.
Yeah. Yep.
Mama didn't make it for me.
Yep.
I had to make my own decision. And I'm like, okay, I've got too many people around me
Yeah.
that can be negatively affected
Yep.
if I happen to get this thing.
And that was part of my thought too. Like, it's not worth it to me.
No.
You know, I had a family member, senior, who had the flu a couple of years ago, who almost died from the regular flu.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why am I going to go around this person?
No.
If the regular flu almost took me?
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So I wonder sometimes if we are, I think we make excuses justified within ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, but those decisions seem to spring from a sense of invulnerability.
Yeah. Yep.
And, you know, 750,000 people have died in the United States from this thing. But I'm going to take my vitamin C and I'll be all right. You know, the number of people that I know that exercise, they're in the exercise business, nutrition business, that caught COVID, some hospitalized, some ICU, some almost died.
Yes.
Just keeping your vitamin C and drinking mint tea is not going to, you know,
Yeah. Take
protect you from
D
this
every
thing.
day and all that.
And
yeah.
then I'm afraid for some people that I know that have had this, haven't had it at all, haven't been vaccinated, and now they're catching it.
Absolutely. Yep. A year and some change later.
I've got friends that are now catching it,
Yeah.
and now they're saying, "I wish I had. I wish I had. I wish I had."
Yep. Yeah. And how many doctors are in the hospital saying people dying of it, saying, "Yo, I wish I could have got the vaccine." And they're like, they're asking for it, like it's too late.
They're asking for it while they're in ICU.
You can't get it now.
No.
But I mean, but as somebody said before, if you want to know, if you want to really be prophetic, study history too.
Yep.
Prophecy is not always foretelling the future.
Yep.
Trends are a part of prophetic.
That's right.
They did the same thing with the polio virus vaccine.
Absolutely.
And because of the vaccine, we don't have polio
Yep.
issue today.
Yep.
People didn't want to take it then.
Yep.
Died from it. It's just history continues to repeat itself. And another thing, I hate to say this. No, I don't hate to say it, but
Okay.
we believe in the power of God.
Absolutely.
We've seen God heal people.
Absolutely.
From stuff,
Absolutely.
and still seeing God.
Yes, sir.
you got people out here saying if this was the old church, they would keep service open and they would
That's dumb.
have healing services.
That's dumb.
And COVID be going just
That's
take
dumb.
authority over.
That's
it. Like,
dumb. That's just dumb.
Obviously, if that would have worked, it would have worked.
If that was the case, God would have told Israel, stay outside while the death angel comes through.
Yeah, thank you. Like,
But they had to follow some instructions in order to keep the death angel off of them.
yes.
It's, so it wasn't going to be wise. I'm just going to trust God and go outside. No.
Yeah, no. I'm like, come
My
on, y'all.
goodness. There you are. The screens are back. So I understand. I respect people's rights to make their own decision. And I don't know if that's a segue into this abortion conversation, this Roe versus Wade thing.
Yeah.
I think I would be offended if I were not a Christian and it was legally legislated that I had to be one. I don't think, I know we're pro-life, cradle, womb to tomb, we're pro-life.
Yep.
I don't feel as though I have a right to inflict my belief on another individual.
Absolutely.
Just like I became a Christian, although my feelings about abortion were pre-salvation and they strengthened after I got saved.
Yep.
I broke up. I remember this one. I broke up with a girl that I was going with before I got saved. She got pregnant, and her grandmother told her, she said, "You're going to lose him if you do this."
Yeah.
But she had a child, did not want another one, and ultimately at the end, it was her right to do whatever she wanted to do. But my response
And
was,
you had a right to your response.
yes, my response was, I can't be with you.
Yep. You had a right to your response.
Yes, sir.
And we're trying to legislate morality.
Yeah.
When you can legislate all you want to, and I'm not
Yeah.
against legislation.
Right.
But it's understanding, let's fix the whole entire thing. Why are women getting abortions? It's not just because,
No.
for a lot of them, it's not because I got pregnant and I don't want this
It's
baby.
It's not triflingness. That's
Yeah.
not hopefully that's not the majority reason.
Right.
Lack of wisdom, lack of care.
Yes.
That kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, you got other issues of poverty and all these other things going on. Why don't we fix the whole thing?
The cycle.
The cycle.
Yes.
But we don't want to fix this. We want to fix the fruit, not the root of the
We
situation.
want to address a piece of the cycle when there are contributing factors
Absolutely.
to the problem.
Because nobody's asking why. Let's talk to these women. Because you've counseled women had
Absolutely.
abortions. I have.
Absolutely.
20 years later, they're still battling
Absolutely.
with the decision.
Yes, sir.
So, and a lot of them will say, I did it because of this circumstance, not just because I didn't want to be pregnant.
And sometimes I've had a number of women who have had an abortion because of the pressure from the man they were with.
Yeah, that other part too.
They had to make a choice between the man and the baby.
Yep.
And they made the wrong choice and chose the man. And more often than not, the man that they made the choice for and them were no longer together.
Right. Exactly. I mean, Scripture speaks to the whole cycle.
Yeah.
And that's what I think. Instead of just legislating, you can't make, like you said, you can't make somebody become a Christian. Legislation's not going to change their heart. And I'm all for legislation on certain things.
I am totally committed to what I believe, but I am also totally committed that I don't have a right to inflict my beliefs on someone else.
Yep. I totally agree with you.
Let's go to Tom in Florida. You can give us a call this morning and join our discussion. We're not just going to talk about this. I know this is uncomfortable, but also at the same time, it is relevant because it's an event that we are having to reflect upon, hear about every day of our lives, especially at this time when it's about to go before the Supreme Court. And I've got my opinions about how this particular Supreme Court is conducting itself.
Yep.
But we want you to give us a call, 866-743-8267, as we attempt to, as sensitively as possible, discuss this very private yet public question on the table. What is the Supreme Court going to do? Are they right? Are they wrong? The Christian point of view. I've had Christian acquaintances of mine, pastors,
Yep.
who align themselves with our previous president purely because of this one issue.
Yep. Yeah.
You know, and I get the importance of the issue. But is that enough for you to align yourself with an individual that you know is corrupt?
It's not the only issue.
Right.
That's my problem.
Yeah.
They reduced, first it was just gay marriage and abortion.
Yeah.
Then gay marriage is legalized. Now it's just let's hold on to abortion.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people are saying. Y'all care about the babies in the womb.
Yep.
But when kids get shot in school, all of a sudden,
There's nothing.
nothing. George Floyd.
There's a day or two of anger, and then it goes back to the gun lobby.
Yep.
And making them comfortable.
And that's all it is. And I mean, did you see? I'm sorry. Would you want to go to Tom?
No, go ahead.
Did you see?
We'll be right with you, Tom.
Justice Sotomayor's comment?
Yes.
I thought that was disgusting.
Okay.
When she talked about how just because the fetus is uncomfortable when they're doing the abortion doesn't mean it's experiencing pain. I thought that was
how would she know? Let's go to Tom. I'm almost said something.
Yeah, I know.
Good morning, Tom. How you doing?
Good morning, Bishop. How you doing, Pastor Nick?
Hey, Tom.
All right, man.
Think you were talking about earlier.
Say good morning again, Tom. Say good morning again.
Good morning. Good morning.
All right, now I said that because I hear something in your voice today.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
You say that all the time. You told me that when you were in the hospital.
I'm just getting old. Hey, Bishop, there's a loaded question with the abortion thing. President Trump, ex-President Trump, guaranteed that he would load the court and get it overturned, the decision on abortion.
Do you know why? You know why he did that?
Oh yes, I think so. That was a sore spot that could keep Republicans in power.
Let me help you a little bit more. An evangelical acquaintance of mine who was in the inner circle of the evangelical movement, and I say was, said that the abortion issue was part of the deal between former President Trump and the evangelicals. That he guaranteed to do that for them if they supported him.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, that's what a guy that was in the circle told me that.
Yeah. One of the problems with that is, and I don't want to see this happen, if they do go against Roe Wade, I believe the Democrats will load the court, and I don't think any of us want to go that direction by adding members.
Yeah, I think if this court proves to be as political as it is indicating that it is, and if they are marching to the beat of a former president's drum, I don't know how they can do anything else but load the court while they have the opportunity. Because what's going to happen is that the next party, and if the Republicans get in power, can they reduce the court?
You have a Supreme Court has to the justice has to die for them
To be reduced.
unless they do something illegal or ethical. That's the only way they can be removed.
Well, here's my thing. If McConnell and his boys did this to permanently affect it for years to come, then the appropriate response is for the Democrats to impact it for years to come. Now, here's the problem. I don't believe in a slippery slope concept because I believe you can make one decision and then you don't necessarily mean you have to make another one the same way. That whole slippery slope thing, I don't buy that.
But you have more common sense than
okay.
some people would dig in.
Yeah, I've been a part and chaired enough boards where I've had to have this conversation. And when the slippery slope thing is brought up, it's usually implying that you can't make one independent decision after another.
Sure.
I do think that they have to vote a limit of the number of people who want to be on the Supreme Court. Because if this just went willy-nilly, you'd have 30 people on the Supreme Court at one point.
Yeah.
They'd have to build a new. They have to build a new building for them.
Yeah, and I think back in the 1800s they went up to either 11 or 15. I mean, they've had it out of control before.
Okay.
Now, the other thing was, talking people out of control. I mean, if you just look at Congress and the minority leader Kevin McCarthy not taking action against the real right-wing party of the,
He's afraid to. He's afraid to. He's afraid to. You know,
Terrified.
and I'm not so sure in that position whether you can be a strong leader and be so manageable. But it's all about it seems with these modern politicians, it's more about staying in power than it is about serving the people. Which I'm wondering, Tom, at what point do we put some new qualifiers in for who can run for office?
A couple of people who are retiring said that McCarthy wants to be the majority leader worse than you can think.
I'm sure he does.
He will do anything for it.
Who likes the title minority leader? Nobody likes that. Come on. You want to be majority leader.
Yeah, of course.
Did you see who's running for
It's a lot of
Senate
power.
Did you see who's running for Senate in Georgia?
Who?
Herschel Walker.
Oh yeah.
That's a joke.
Trump is backing him.
That's a joke.
Yes, he is,
No, he-
100%.
That's a joke. That's because
Yeah.
it's Herschel, because of his alleged challenges, is subject to say anything and think anything.
And he says some stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, he went to school in Georgia, this whole thing, but he is on the ballot. He's going to be on the ballot running as a Republican. And,
Because they think that because this black man's on the ballot that he will draw off some black people. We don't vote like that anymore. We don't vote like that anymore.
Exactly. And the other thing, Bishop, this is not bothering me, but did you see what happened in New York with the, I know there's a crisis with the drugs.
Hmm.
I feel sorry for people with the fentanyl. But
Yeah.
they just opened 2 clinics in New York where you can go and get high.
They've been doing that in test cases in storefronts in New York for quite a while now.
Yep. They have official places in a couple states.
Yeah.
Come in there, get morphine, get high.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know,
They don't call them shooting galleries. They call them something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand the concept, but better than crack, which is isolated more with the African American community.
Right.
You go to jail for 20 years.
Yeah, but for the other communities, they're giving them a place to come and get high with clean needles and without being on the street and no danger, and then go back to what appears to be a normal life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And our governor, he hasn't done anything crazy this week that I know of.
Yeah, he has.
Anything new.
He said something crazy.
He said he won his own army.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen.
He wants his own army, man. How you gonna stop him? You guys let him do everything he wants to do, man.
I tell you, I don't understand it, but we've got a lot of support down here.
I know, man. Because it has, unfortunately, this is just my opinion, the embrace that we are experiencing has to do with race more than anything else.
Yep.
And I've tried to talk my way around that reality, but I can't do it. This divide that we're experiencing in America is racially functioning.
Yep.
It's the fruit of a racial issue.
Bishop, I have one more question.
Go ahead.
This is aimed at Pastor Nick.
Okay.
I love Pastor Nick. You know, last week was about potato salad.
Okay.
This week, I want to ask you about eggnog.
Eggnog.
It's
Eggnog.
disgusting.
What?
I think eggnog is disgusting.
Wait, I'll have to ask you, what type of eggnog have
All
you
of it.
had?
All
Okay.
of it. I've never
I'm
liked it.
talking non-alcoholic.
I've
Just
never
you
liked
know,
it.
I think
Don't
eggnog.
get off the shelf.
I think good eggnog is a wonderful drink. I'm talking non-alcoholic. I think cold, it is wonderful.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Tastes like mucus.
I'm not sure what mucus tastes like, but that illustration was quite graphic. I think eggnog is wonderful.
Nah, I don't like it. It's disgusting.
Okay, you don't like blue cheese dressing either, do you?
I actually love blue cheese.
Now,
I
did,
love
did
blue
you
cheese.
always love blue cheese?
Yes, I've always liked blue cheese.
Since when?
But I started probably eating it when I was like in high school.
You grew up.
Teenager, yeah.
You grew up.
Yeah, but I still don't like eggnog though.
Well, you got some pubescent tendencies. Okay. Thank you, Tom.
See you, Tom.
Take care.
Talk to you. 866-743-8267. This is On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on any smart device at David G. Evans. And won't you share with someone? Invite them to join the conversation. Let's go to Danny from Florida. Hey, Danny, how you doing? Then we're going to Robin from Delaware. Hey.
Good morning, Bishop. How you doing this
Fine. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good today. I was just trying to Pastor Nick confused me a bit because
Yeah.
he's a little dressed a little light today. But I'm looking at you,
Yeah.
and I see that you're dressed, like it's kind of cool there today.
Yeah. Well, it has a chill in the air, and I have to protect my vocals. You know.
Yeah, it was pretty warm up here the past couple
Yeah,
days.
it was in the 50s and 60s last couple of days, Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you sound really highly favored because you're married to my sister now.
Yes.
Oh, definitely. I just wanted to, you touched on some things that I was going to talk about.
Okay.
And I think that we really need to take this very seriously with our vice president, who was former vice president to our former vice president.
Okay.
Where he wants to have his own army. And
Yes.
you have to take that very seriously as to what they are doing. When I say they, I'm talking about the Republican Party.
Okay.
And I checked it out, and I found out that there are already states
Yes.
that have this in
Yes.
place.
Yes.
Try to start little militias, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, okay. And we say that it's crazy, but they have already started using that. Our governor sent troops to Texas to protect the border.
Huh?
Yes, it's already been done.
How long ago?
When they had when they started talking about the situation with the people coming across the border in Texas,
Okay.
he sent troops there.
Oh yeah, I remember
It's
that.
already
Yeah,
been
he
done.
did. Yeah, but I think they were
The
actual
National Guard?
military, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they were actual military. and law
But
enforcement.
he wants to control
Yeah.
the armed
His
forces.
personal militia.
Yeah. Have
Yeah,
his
it's
own personal. That's what you're going to see. A lot of vigilante stuff. You're going to see a lot of people that are regular individuals trying to make citizens arrest or kill people, and it's going to be a mess.
Yes, yes. So the whole concept of I'm going across state lines, I'm going to do this to help in a certain community or a certain situation, it's okay.
You don't think that sprang out of the decision in Wisconsin, do you?
Well, I think some of that stuff has to do with before that, but this kind of adds to it.
Exactly.
These people
We
are
have to take that
prepared.
very seriously.
They've been buying guns for years for moments like this. That's why when they go search these people's houses, they got like 60 guns and all this ammunition. They're ready for this
There you go, Pastor Nate.
big war or event where they got to go to, bear arms and
It kind of makes those of us who are quote unquote nonviolent, but have ability to be. And I said that subtly because a lot of us are in that category that, who's that Harrison Ford plays in those movies, Red October and all those things.
Red October.
No, not Red October. What's
You Han Solo?
no,
Or
no, 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 no.
Indiana Jones?
No, not Indiana Jones. When he's a grown man working for the CIA and
Huh?
clear and present danger, all
Present Danger?
those types of things.
Okay.
So, in those movies, he is a man that is better left alone, because once you raise him up, he's quite capable of doing what he needs to do.
Yeah.
It makes people like him and people that I know, and myself included, start to think about, should we be preparing ourselves for whatever? Do we continue to behave as though nothing's going on around us, or other than responding with words, or do we, also make sure that we're prepared for eventualities?
Yeah.
And the strange thing to that is that how you place importance of doing something like that, sending your troops somewhere else. When you look at the whole state of Florida, when there's more illegal things that are being done, such as people coming in from other countries, every day there's a situation where somebody is coming in by boat. And
Okay.
also the drug situation, if you just stop the drugs that's coming in through Florida alone.
So, Danny, who do you think? I know in the past, I haven't heard much about it in the present. In the past, Florida was a main hub for importing drugs into the United States.
That's a definite.
Is that still a known reality in Florida?
That's a definite. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
They don't want to
about
stop it.
Okay, so here's my question. Who in Florida is being paid to allow this to happen?
Everyone turns a blind eye.
So, because it doesn't seem like it can happen without political and police. It doesn't seem like that kind of thing can happen with the consistency that it has for the last 30, 40 years. And there are not people there that are making it easier for this to happen.
Simple thought, simple concept. Why would one join the police force and their tenure is only 7 or 8 years and then retire?
Retire?
Why would one?
Oh, Danny, great insight.
Look, the government brought drugs in here before.
Yes, sir.
Why do we
California.
think they ever stopped?
California.
Why
Yes,
do we
sir.
think they ever stopped? I mean, somebody's allowing this on the Texas border, Mexico, all that. It just
Well, you can't do it without some cooperation. I don't think. I mean, I understand the innovativeness of the purveyors of illegal drugs. I understand that they have to do, and they're ingenious in what they do. They know how to do it, but there's got to be cooperation.
Yeah.
And I suspect they buy that cooperation.
yes, there
Okay.
are people making money off this.
Okay.
Big time.
Like when they hid Reagan with the gun stuff
Yeah.
and bring the drugs in to California
Yeah.
and the whole Nicaraguan thing.
Yeah.
He acted like he didn't know anything about it.
But he did.
Of course
He was
did.
knee deep in it.
Yeah. Come on.
And just one other thing I'm gonna hit on, and I keep saying it week after week. Bishop, you were right on it with the COVID situation.
Thank
you
you.
said it before.
Thank you.
And it's happening.
Unfortunately, I wanted to be wrong, but we weren't wrong this again.
You see the stadiums packed with people.
Yep.
No one taking it serious, and now they act like they're surprised that you're getting the surge again.
Well, I think that at some point we are going to have to learn, because we're talking about trying to keep everything open so the economy will recover. But the economy will not recover if the people are dying. So if you mean an economy without another 750,000 people, and make it survive that way, yes. But we can't talk about reduced labor forces and all that other kind of stuff, and we're not doing what we need to do. Because I'm not sure I'd go back into an office space. I know people that travel for business. I understand there was a flight last week that landed in Denmark. They tested the people when they got off the plane, Danny. 20 of the people on the plane had Omicron, and 50 had some variant of Delta. 70 people on one flight. Which means there probably were some others that were infected while they were on the flight.
They're not even shutting schools down anymore. If a kid gets COVID, they just have the kid and a couple of the kids the kid was around, stay home. Before they would shut the whole classroom down for like a week or two. Now they don't even do that anymore. They just send the kids, tell the kids not to come in, keep the class going.
Unbelievable.
It's just
unbelievable.
And it seems like we're becoming comfortable with reports of deaths, like it's nothing anymore.
Yeah, we're not really pro-life anymore. We're not behaving as though we're pro-life. We're, as Pastor Nick would say, we're pro-fetus, but we're not pro-life.
Yeah. I mean, this country was built on war. I mean, it started with a war. It's war is what this country does. Violence, and we can't act like it's not there. It's literally there.
Well, we're trying to revisit our history as a nation.
Yeah.
And exclude some of the things that are not very flattering.
Yeah, it's real.
Thank you, Danny.
Okay,
please.
One other thought.
Go ahead.
Before I hang up, is the fact that when you look at the school shootings again.
Yeah, man.
It's another thing that you talked about, we've become numb to that.
Yeah.
And certain people can do things, they can kill people, and then nothing happened to the person. The person is captured.
I didn't know till this morning about the text messages between the boy and his mother.
Did you see the timeline of what happened? So this is the timeline of what happened.
Okay.
So on the 26th of November, his dad buys him the gun.
Yeah.
He takes a picture on his gun the same day.
Okay.
him and his mom texted back and forth.
Okay.
The 29th, he's in school. He's caught searching for ammunition on his cell phone in school.
Oh, wow.
They they email his parents, no response. His mom just later on says, in the text message, "I'm not mad at you. You just have to learn not to get caught." About him looking for ammunition.
At school?
At school.
Okay.
The 30th in the morning, he draws a picture of a gun and somebody getting shot, and he's saying blood is everywhere.
Okay.
They take him to the guidance counselor's office to call his parents, saying they need to get him psychologically evaluated within 48 hours, send him back to the classroom. Then that afternoon, he goes on his spree. That morning, they had him in there for this.
Nobody ever searched his bag?
Nobody searched his bag. The parents didn't want to pull him out of school, so they said, "Okay, your parents don't want to come get you. Go back to class." And then that afternoon, that's when
they know the boy is not right, and they wouldn't come get him out of school. Too much trouble.
Well, because the parents were.
Well, he won't do anything.
Yeah.
And the schools let him go back to class.
Yep. And all the stuff where they were like these illegals and all the Trump stuff and keeping our guns and we got to fight and all that. Just.
I'm appalled that a lot of my Republican friends don't have much to say about this.
Nothing. Again, to them, it was an isolated incident.
It's not isolated.
That's a problem. It's happening all over the country. And they
I
called his parents this
I
morning.
understand it's the only place that it happens in the world is here.
Like this, yeah. Yep.
And right after that happened, they had several threats at the Stoneman Douglas, which was the school here in Broward. They had arrested a young man that sent in a threat from that very same school right after that happened.
Wow.
So you had a copycat right after that, but they were able to apprehend him.
And I think that juveniles, parents ought to something ought to happen. Find something.
Well, his parents, they're charging his parents with.
Well, yeah,
involuntary
four counts of everything. So
they caught him this morning.
Well, I know.
Yeah.
But they're distressed.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, they're distressed.
Of course.
2 days ago they were fugitives from the law.
Yeah.
This morning they're distressed.
Yeah.
All right, Danny, I talk to you.
Okay, Bishop. Be blessed.
Bye bye.
See you, Danny.
866-743-8267, 866-743-8267, 866-74-EVANS. Give us a call, toll free, anywhere in the world. Robin, how are you this morning?
Good morning, Bishop. How are you?
Fine,
Hey,
fine. You doing all right, Rob?
Yeah, I'm just resting a little today. I'm working.
I know you
7
are.
days a week
I know you
until
are.
Christmas.
I know you are.
I gotta do what I gotta do.
Make
Like
that
you said,
make that money,
what
girl.
you want, you gotta work hard for what you want.
That's
God
right.
will give you the provision, but you got to do your part.
That's right.
Yeah. Good morning, Pastor Nick.
morning.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I have a couple comments and 2 questions, and then I'm gonna get off while y'all answer
The
the
lies
questions.
that you tell.
Yeah, so that way I'm all done.
Okay.
But the first one, y'all was talking about the virus. I was talking to a passenger 2 days ago, and she was talking about the new variant, and she was saying that she got her COVID shot in March, but she ended up, her granddaughter came home and found out she was positive for COVID. So she ended up she had the touch of the flu, had pneumonia, and when she went to the hospital, the doctor said if she didn't have that shot, she would have died.
Absolutely.
Because she had all those elements. So she said she's thankful that she got her shot when she did, after she had all those, different elements. So I guess the vaccine works. Now, I can tell you, I haven't had mine yet because I have a hole in my heart.
Okay.
So I had the echo done, and I see the heart doctor the 27th of this month.
Okay.
Make sure everything is still good, it hasn't gotten any bigger, and then I would get, then I can get the vaccine. But I do get tested like every week, and I've been negative, since the beginning. So I'm good.
You've had the hole in your heart since you were a baby?
Yeah, I have a hole. Yeah, they found it when I was 13. I have this small, like a pin, but they did the echo. They want to make sure it hasn't gotten any bigger, before I get the shot.
I remember a service at the old church, when we had our healing and deliverance services on the fourth Sunday nights, I think. And a young woman brought her child in, and the child had 4 holes in the child's heart. Was it 4 or 5?
I don't remember the amount.
You don't remember?
I don't remember the amount. I remember what happened.
Detail? You don't remember?
I'm getting old.
That gray hair is really,
Right.
you know.
Children.
Those two kids do something to your
That's my
memory.
man. Memory.
Those 2 children, man.
Right.
Man, Robin, they claim my grandkids have softened me up. They claim. so anyway, I don't know what that means. You know, this is Pharaoh point 2 or something.
2, yeah.
Okay, so
I remember that.
So anyway,
the little boy was named Jaden.
no. This was back in the old church, Rob.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is before you were blessed to be a part of our church. So you know, she came in 5 and 5 holes in the child's heart. Doctors did not know what to do. She brought the child up to the altar. No, I went back to the back of the church and prayed for the child. I remember it distinctly because she was getting ready to come. I said, "Stay there." We came down, laid hands on the child. I said, call your pediatrician, get to the hospital, and make the appointment tomorrow so you can see what God has done. She went back, came back the next week, said 4 holes were healed completely.
Yeah.
I said, go back. We prayed again.
Yeah.
Go back again. Child's heart was completely healed.
Wow.
And you know, this was not done in a corner. The place was packed that night.
Yep.
Her testimony was in a packed house, and then she went back and all 5 holes healed.
Yep.
You know, in the power of Jesus Christ. And you know, that's what we're used to. The supernatural is supposed to be normal in a church.
Yep.
Which means, Robin, that in my prayer time tomorrow, I'm going to ask for the manifestation of God's healing power to overshadow you, and that your heart be healed completely. Now, you go to the doctor so you can have visible confirmation that this thing is done.
Okay, thank you, Bishop. I really appreciate that.
Okay.
I know I have a hole in my head, but I want to get the hole in my heart.
Well, I should pray for the one in your head too.
No, but have y'all read the article? I know Pastor Nick keeps up with it too. What's his name? Musk, that wants to build a house or something on Mars.
Elon.
Then,
Elon's bored.
What's going on with the advisor that is leaving in the year for Vice President Harris because of some risk at the White House?
I didn't hear about that.
One of her top aides is leaving.
Ago.
It's speculation, of course.
Okay.
They always say there's some drama inside.
Yeah, always.
And stuff.
And I can see there being a bit of drama around Sister Harris.
Yeah, there's some drama reported, and the ladies. Some people might be bailing ship before it starts getting a little too, because they're thinking about their careers after.
Okay, so what's the problem?
There are some reports that. Again, these are reports. I don't know if these are true or not.
Okay,
Allegedly.
Okay.
That she can often not be the nicest person
I can see that.
to be around,
I can see that.
and it can cause some drama amongst her staff.
I can see that.
Because she's kind of hard to get along with.
I can see that.
Allegedly, again.
Yes, allegedly, but I'm not alleging this. I've been pastoring grown folk for a long time.
Yeah.
I've been relating to people a long time, and I can see she's not a walk in the park.
Yeah.
But she couldn't be a walk in the park to get where she is.
Yes. Now maybe going forward, she can learn to be very tough and hard to move forward, but also treat her staff with.
So her
some
staff is
respect,
saying
and
she does not treat them.
That's what reports were before that, and then also the viability of 2024.
Okay.
She's not the most highly liked, so if she runs for president,
Which I don't think she's going to do.
are they going to back her? That kind of thing.
Although she did have a incredible launch when she did decide to run in California.
Yes.
But they knew her. She was at home.
Yes.
So her launch was incredible. However, when she started to move outside the state of California, there was a precipitous drop
Yes.
in support for her candidacy for president.
Yes.
Now,
Yes, it was.
with the way that the nation is divided, what do you think of the viability of an African American woman running for president, if the reaction to President Obama being president for 8 years was so strong that we took Donald Trump instead?
I think first, and I'm saying this because this is a reality situation, not
Okay.
because I think a woman could do any less.
Right.
She has to get over people thinking that a woman can run a country,
Okay.
and then being black on top of it.
Okay.
That's going to be the challenge.
Even though there are women
I think
running
Stacey
other
Abrams
countries.
would
Yes.
be better.
Yes.
I think Stacey Abrams
Yes.
would be better.
But
She
Stacey-
got to be governor
She got to
first.
be governor first. Yeah, she got to
There
work
we
her
go.
way
Gotta
up.
be governor first.
Um,
Oh, okay.
And
All right.
and but I think it's just a white woman had a hard time
Yeah.
winning. So you add black on top of that,
Yeah.
it's going to be even more challenging.
I'm not sure the country's ready for that transition yet.
Yeah,
But you know, that's all speculation.
yeah.
Only God
Oh.
knows. All right, come on, Robin, hurry up.
I'm gonna hang up. I heard about Arizona State. They protest want to get Rittenhouse out of their college.
Really?
He's like signing up for some online classes, and some of the students are saying,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big thing.
they don't want him in
But
there.
y'all have a blessed day.
All right, you too, Rob.
Thank you
Thanks,
so much.
thanks for calling us.
Love you.
Yeah.
Bye bye. We're going to close out with Sharon from Dallas today. Want to remind you tomorrow to join us at 8 a.m., 9:45 a.m., 11 a.m., and 6 p.m. for communion. Spend the entire day with us, if you will. If you have prayer requests, send them to social@gotobethany.com. And of course, subscribe to our David G. Evans 1 and our BBC of NJ on YouTube. But also subscribe to the DGEMS, DGEMS, and OnPointe podcast platforms. We're looking forward to communion and all the services tomorrow. Let's go to Sharon. Hey, Sharon, how you doing?
I'm fine. Good morning. How are you?
All right, we got about 3 minutes. I'm glad you got
okay,
in.
Did you all hear about Carlton Pearson calling out Marcus Lamb?
No.
Well, you know he passed away. with
Yeah.
COVID.
I know Marcus. Yeah. What did Carlton say?
And well, he was saying that he was taking some funny kind of medicine, but it wasn't prescribed.
The
and that,
ivermectin thing,
The cow medicine?
the ivermectin.
Yeah.
They were pushing ivermectin on some of
On
the shows.
Daystar?
Yeah, and
Yeah. And now
yeah.
you don't hear a word from him
Yeah.
because you remember. I think you were on Daystar. Or was
Absolutely. I was on there. It's on there a couple times.
And now you can't hear a word from them. They're so quiet now. But anyway, what I was
The
calling
worming
about,
medicine is what he was taking?
Yeah, they were
Yeah,
trying
he
to.
was
They wanted them to do that, but they were pushing that before he even got it, telling that ivermectin would work, and
and something else. But anyway, so Carlton came out talking about it, and he was telling everybody they need to go head on and get those shots.
Mhm.
So they came out on him, and he did not back down. I mean, he was every time somebody said something negative about him, and they were so sad that he would do that for Marcus because he was dead. He said, but that's not the case. He said, I'm trying to save lives.
Yeah.
Carlton Pearson no punk down.
No.
He said what he wanted to say now.
Yeah, he had his day.
Yeah.
He had his day. So he's not wallflowering at all.
After all he went through,
No,
all this stuff.
he ain't scared no more.
Yeah.
He ain't scared. So I just wanted to bring that out because I thought I had missed it. So let me tell him. You all be blessed. You know
You
I
too.
love you.
Take-
And I love coming on
Stay-
Saturday morning.
Stay strong now.
Okay, y'all be blessed.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
No, I hadn't heard the thing about Carlton.
I didn't hear that. I'm gonna try to look it up.
Okay, we've got about a minute left. Go ahead.
Two things. First,
Go ahead.
to me, first off, Carlton Pearson. I still don't like the way a lot of the people in church dealt with Carlton Pearson. when the
I don't
situation
like
happened.
the way that the preachers
Yeah,
dealt with
I do.
Carlton, especially those
Yes.
that were in the meeting with him
Absolutely.
and heard what was actually said.
Absolutely, I totally agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you totally. Again, I don't agree with what he said, but the way they shunned him as an outcast was just wrong.
It was wrong to agree with him in private
Yeah.
or not correct him in private, let
Right.
me put it that way, and then publicly come out against him when the heat came.
Absolutely, I
think they threw him under the bus.
Yeah, I have an issue with that still.
Okay.
He's still a brother in Christ, even though
Absolutely. They
we
didn't
have
treat
a
him like one.
disagreement.
They didn't treat him like one.
But that was one part. Second
Okay.
part is I honestly believe in something that Sid said, and I agree with her. And I asked this question to some people. I don't remember a VP having this much scrutiny. A vice president.
Nobody talks about him.
Nobody talks about him. Now it's every other week. Her polling is down. She's not popular.
Nobody talks about him.
She hasn't fixed the issue with the border. No president's fixed the issue with the border in how long?
And the vice president can't fix the situation with the border.
Yep.
Just like Biden
Yep.
is not responsible for the inflation that we are experiencing right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That was just my thoughts. I wanted to hear your thoughts on it. Just
So is Trump responsible for the inflation now?
That's the thing. The way COVID was, we wouldn't be in this mess if
If
did
he
the
had
right
done
thing
his job.
in the beginning.
If he had not abolished that whole infectious disease department
Yep.
in 2019, because Obama originated it, we would not be in this situation right now.
Yep.
We'd have gotten ahead of this thing.
If they actually show some care for people and say, look, we're going to shut this thing
Yep.
down, we're going to do the right
Yep.
thing.
Yep.
But
Didn't do it.
he's only concerned about himself.
Join us tomorrow all day, beginning at 8 a.m., the 8 a.m. encounter. Stay with us all day long, ending with communion tomorrow. We're looking for an incredible time in the Lord. I thank you. For Reverend Nicholas Smith, I'm Bishop Dave G. Evans. See you next time on OnPointe. And remember, faith acts like a thing is so, even when it's not so, that it might be so. God bless you. See you next time.